Hi, this is Student Nick P, and this is lesson 680. The title of today's lesson is the difference between sick and ill. Okay, somebody wants a screenshot, do it now. All right, now sick and ill both mean one does not feel at one's best health. There is some crossover between these two words. So there are some situations where one could maybe say either one depending upon how one feels. But in general, sick is used for less serious conditions and tends to be used more for short-term ailments such as a cold, flu, stomach ache, nausea, etc. Remember I said it's more likely. That doesn't mean that it's impossible sometimes to use the other term. All right, we commonly say one is out sick from work or school, or an employee took a sick day. Now, these are fixed phrases. Ill sounds a little too serious for most of these situations. Okay, ill is more formal, so it tends to be used a little bit more in more formal situations. So if a doctor is speaking, he might use the word ill more than sick, and the same with nurses. It tends to be used more for long-term ailments. Okay, so the longer the ailment, the more likely ill might be used, or possibly short-term ailments. Which are more serious. Thus, we may be more likely to use sick for a cold or flu, but ill for more serious pneumonia. One may be more likely to use sick for a case of diarrhea, but ill for a more serious case of food poisoning. Okay, let's continue. Just like one often uses phrases like out sick or a sick day, we also say one could have ill health or mentally ill. If you try to switch these terms in these phrases, it would sound awkward and weird. So we don't usually say somebody is out ill. It just sounds a little weird. Or somebody took an ill day. We don't say that. Sick day is the usual phrase here. Somebody has sick health instead of ill health. Again, it sounds very awkward. Or mentally sick. They say you should even avoid this one because sick has some other meaning. Sometimes it means like twisted in the mind. It could almost mean like evil or something too. So we would probably really avoid mentally sick. We would say mentally ill. That would be the correct term in that sense. Okay, good. And we got 6 examples here just to give you a better feel of when we're more likely to use one than another. Bob has been out sick for the past 2 days with a bad cold. Again, with the fixed sort of phrases. Joyce took a sick day because she had some menstrual cramps. All right, again, even though it's very uncomfortable, it's usually very short term, and the person will probably be back to normal within a day or so. Number 3 here. I feel a little sick and don't really have an appetite. This is one where there could be some crossover. Could somebody say I feel a little ill? Yeah, maybe if they wanted to stress that they really feel much worse, maybe they might say ill here. But really, probably sick is a little more common. Okay. Jack has been ill for the past year trying to overcome cancer. Yeah, again, the longer the term, the more likely ill will be used. Michael J. Fox has been ill and struggling to deal with Parkinson's disease for many years, especially like a very, very long-term one that could go, many years or decades, we're more likely to use ill with. And number 6, he was diagnosed for being mentally ill. But with some medication, he recovered and was able to leave a psychiatric hospital, that he was in. Okay, anyway, again, I hope you got a better feel of when you were more likely to use one of these terms instead of the others. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.